You've seen my top 30 graded books. Now check out my top 30 ungraded books. Hello everybody, this is Chris and this is my channel We Love Comics, and today I am going to be showing my top 30 unslabbed books. Now I have another video that I made a couple of weeks ago that showed all of my top 30 slabbed books. So at the end of the video I will post the link that you can check if you want to see that, if you haven't seen it already. And don't forget to wait until the end of this video because I always do a subscriber shout out. So if you are a subscriber and you comment often, you will get a shout out eventually. So what I also want to know is, just in case if I've missed somebody, if you have yet to receive a shout out, let me know in the comments section, because this way I want to make sure I don't skip anybody. So I may have missed you or I haven't gotten to you yet, so leave that in the comments section. And this isn't going to be a tag video, but if you want to do a video like this and show off the top 30 books of yours, or top 20 or top 10, you are more than welcome to. And if you do, post the link to your video in the comment section of this video, and I will help hopefully get you some extra subscribers and maybe a view or two. So with that being said, let's get into it. First one we're going to start out with is a modern book, which I'm sure a lot of collectors have at this point, and if you don't, you at least know what it is. That is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 300, which is the first full appearance of Venom. And we know now, thanks to Sony, and, you know, fingers crossed, let's hope they do it right, they will be doing a Venom movie, so this book is definitely starting to rise up in value. I have several copies of this, two of which I got the day they came out. This isn't one of them. That one I got graded. But this book is now seeing an average jump from 150 to about 200 to 250 now, so this is definitely getting up there. I spent 150 on this book. Very good condition. Another modern book. I have several of these graded, but this is one that I got ungraded. This is New Mutants 98, which of course is the first appearance of Deadpool. With the Deadpool movie 2 still about a year and a half away. The price of this is going down a little bit, which means it's an opportunity to buy, because this definitely will hit a peak again once the trailers start coming out. I'm sure this second movie is going to be just as good as the first. Definitely a book to pick up if you haven't had the opportunity to. I got this one for $129. Not a bad price, and again, in really high grade. I would say at least a 9.2. But one day I'll get it graded and we'll find out. Alright, and if you've watched my channel, you know I love getting key issues, and I have lots of Bronze Age and Silver Age books, so let's get into some of the Silver Age. This one I have a couple of copies of. This is Fantastic Four, issue number 46, which is the first full appearance of Black Bolt. Definitely a comic worth getting. It's got a crease all the way up and down the spine, so probably a 4.0 grade, but still definitely a book to get. And I paid $60.57 for that book. Not bad. Now, I say the price and everything, so this way you can get a general idea of what kind of prices there are out there, because I always try and get good deals when I get these. And if you don't see a good deal, be patient. Just wait it out. There'll always be other opportunities to find a book that you want. This is a book I showed a couple of videos ago, but this is definitely up on the list. This is Journey into Mystery, issue number 86. Which is the third appearance of Thor, and also the first full appearance of Odin, which is really weird, because if you look up the slabbed issue, this slabbed book, it doesn't even say that. It just says the second appearance of Odin, which is weird, because 85 is his cameo appearance. So, definitely a book to have, undervalued, and I paid $121.99 for that book. Definitely a great book to have. This one, absolutely love the artwork. This is definitely a book, if you've never seen before, it is a must-have to have. This is Batman issue number 227. Nothing special happens in this. It's just the cover that's so iconic. It is basically a reproduction of an early Detective Comics back when he first started coming out. It was an iconic cover. And to be honest, I actually like this cover better than the original. But this is definitely a valuable book, and you could see why. I mean, the artwork, it's Neil Adams' artwork. It's just incredible, especially the way they had the penciling in the background. Definitely a book you should acquire if you can get it. It's got a couple of spine ticks along the spine, a couple of breaks here. There's a crease along here that does break color, but overall presents very well. But I only paid $67 for this book. This is like a $150 book just in that grade alone, so very happy to get that. Alright, this one I have like 2 or 3 copies of. This was one of the books that got stolen from me back in the days, but I was lucky enough to reacquire 1 and 2. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 122, which is the Death of the Green Goblin. Definitely a pretty decent grade. Cover presents really well. The colors pop out. Definitely another book to own. Paid $108.89 for that book. Alright, this one I just showed recently, but it's definitely in there. This is another book that is going to continue, in my opinion, to raise in value if, provided the TV show does well. And with the writer's strike, let's, fingers crossed, let's hope. But this is Fantastic Four number 45, which is the first appearance of the Inhumans and cameo of Black Bolt. This one does have a detached centerfold, which is unfortunate, but for the price I paid for it, I can't complain, because again, this is a $150 to $200 book, even in mid-grade. Paid $120.57 for that book. Alright, next up is another book I showed a little couple of videos back. This is my second copy of this book. This was on my 2015 wish list, or 2016 wish list, but I didn't get it until 2017, but better late than never. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 20, which is the first appearance of the Scorpion. It's got a little color break right there, but overall, really nice looking cover. And definitely a book to own. Gotta love early Silver Age Spider-Man. Absolutely love this when they had the Spider-Man head like this in the corner. Definitely iconic. Paid $114.95 for that book. Alright, next up we got another Amazing Spider-Man. This one I got such a great deal on. I definitely can't complain. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 7, which is the second appearance of the Vulture. It has like a rip in a cup, like one page where it kind of folds out a little bit. But other than that, I mean, there's some spine ticks along the sides, but as you could see, I mean, the blues and the reds, I mean, they pop. It's a little bit of a tear that breaks color there, but still, for an early Spider-Man, I can't complain about this. This is like a $300 book, especially with the movie coming out, and the villain is the Vulture. This is definitely going to be popular. I paid $170.85 for this book. Not bad in this grade. Probably a 4.5, somewhere around there. This is one of those books that I won a couple of years ago with my eBay bucks, so I paid a total of $0 for this book. And that is The Tomb of Dracula, issue number 10, which is the first appearance of Blade, the Vampire Slayer. They've been predicting a reboot for this movie for a long time now. I really hope they do, because I absolutely love that. And people forget, that's one of the first rated R comic book movies. Everybody thinks it's Deadpool, but no, it's this one. The Blade, the Vampire Slayer was the first rated R, as far as I can remember. So if you haven't seen those movies, they're definitely great to watch. But this is in really good condition. I mean, you have a little minor bit of the corner here that's been, I guess, torn off on the cover. A minor little color break there, but overall, again, presents really well. I would think this would probably get a 5.5 to a 6.0, but for a total of $0, I can't complain. Alright, this is another book, definitely one to have. Absolutely love this cover. This is Doctor Strange, issue number 169. This is his first issue, even though it's not technically number 1. There's a couple of books like Captain America with Tales of Suspense and The Incredible Hulk with Tales to Astonish. This book is where he starts his own series, and with the movie that just came out last year, this has definitely picked up steam. This is definitely a book to have. I'm not sure if this also redoes his origin. I didn't write it down. Normally I do. So if you know of any other significance of this book, if it is the origin, please let me know, put in the comment section. But I only paid $86 for this book. I've seen this book on average going about 125 to 175. So definitely a book to get if you can get it. And again, because the movie's already happened, there's a little bit of a lull, and that's usually the best time to pick them up. Alright, this is another amazing Neal Adams cover. This is definitely a must-have if you don't have this book. This is Batman number 251. This is basically the beginning of what they considered the first modern Joker. And you could tell by this cover, it's one of the reasons why people collect it. Other than the fact that it's considered the first modern Joker, there's not any really major thing that happens in this book. It's pretty much the cover that sells it. Neal Adams had an incredible run on his Batman run, and a lot of the books have some value just because of the artwork. I've seen this book go for over $200. Got a crease here with a color break. There's a pencil, one of those, what kind of pencil? Grease pencils where they wrote the date. I don't think that lowers it too much. But other than that, again, you could see, I mean, it really presents well. The colors are amazing. I only paid $107.49 for that book, so definitely a beautiful book. All right, next up, I got several copies of this book. This is a book that anytime I find it for a decent price, I will get it. The average price I've seen on this book is going from $250 to $295. This is Marvel Spotlight issue number 5 with the first appearance of Ghost Rider. Definitely a book to own if you haven't had the opportunity to get it. It is a little pricey. He did appear a couple of episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really think he should be not having his own major feature, but definitely be in one of the Marvel movies or, again, in the TV shows, because they did a pretty decent job with his character. I paid $175 for this one, so that's the first Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider. All right, in keeping with the Netflix shows, I got, again, a couple of these. I bought these years ago. I was telling people when they first introduced that he was going to get his own show to get these while you can, and this book, again, is going like between $200 and $250. This is Luke Cage, Hero for Hire, issue number 1, which is the first appearance and origin of Luke Cage. The show was okay. I wouldn't say it was one of the best ones. I felt it was kind of slow at times, but I'm looking forward to the Defenders show that's going to be coming out next year, or I'm not sure if it's the end of this year or the beginning of next year. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section. I got it like about 4 or 5 copies of this one, but it's got a little bit, looks like maybe a bug or something chewed it, or there was just a little bit of a tear. But other than that, again, cover presents well. A couple of little spine ticks. There's a little stain here. So probably a 4.0. I only paid $90 for this book. So for me, even in that condition, $90 is a really good price. Next up, this is definitely a book you could pick up a little bit cheaper nowadays. And again, has to do with the Netflix shows. This is Marvel Premiere 15, which is the first appearance and origin. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Well, part of the origin of Iron Fist. It continues on his origin in the next issue. But this is definitely another book that's still going strong, but the TV show kind of gave it a little bit of a lull. He's going to be in the Defenders, and I hope they will continue to build up this character. So it's, again, another character that has a lot of potential, and when there's a little bit of a lull, that's the best time to pick them up. This particular book, it looks like maybe there was a sticker there or something, and it got ripped off, or I don't know what that was. But other than that, it still presents really well. I have several of these graded and a couple of others ungraded. And I bought these years ago when they first announced, because that's the thing. When you hear the news, you got to pounce really quick if you don't already have the books. And that's exactly what I did. So I didn't pay the prices that most people were, which is going now on average of about over $200. This particular book is one of the more expensive ones I have of it. I only paid $94.50 for this book. There was one I paid like $56 for. So it's all about timing. All right, this book I probably spent about $5 for. This is one of the books I bought way back in the days when I first started collecting as a teenager back in the 80s. This is Adventure Comics number 283, which is the first appearance of the Phantom Zone and the first appearance of General Zod. So that is definitely a key book to get. I have no idea how much this book is worth now. I know it's in the hundreds, not major upper hundreds, but definitely at least $150 to the $250 range. But I mean, the first appearance of General Zod, who is a major villain in the Superman world, definitely a book to get. So again, I don't remember the exact price, but I know I paid under $10 for this book. So definitely was worth it. And as you can see, I keep all of my books. All right, again, this one I have probably about 2 or 3 other copies. When I was collecting comics back when I was a teenager, I didn't have a lot of number ones, but now I was able to get them, so I'm really happy about that. So these are books I did not have when I was, well, a lot younger. But this, of course, is Silver Surfer issue number 1. They redo the origin of the Silver Surfer, and absolutely iconic cover. People love this. It's a very thick book, so this can easily get a lot of damage along the spine. This could definitely benefit from a pressing because there is a little bit of a concaving here. But even in low grades, this book goes for about $250 on average. If you can get it for under $200, you know, grab it. I paid $132.81 for this book. So definitely, you wait around for your price, you'll get a good deal. This one I absolutely got a good deal on. Even though it's a lower grade, I'm really surprised at the price I won this for. I bought this about a year and a half ago. This is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 13, which is the first appearance of Mysterio. Love that cover. Love that character. Absolutely hope they give that character his due, because especially now that Marvel has introduced magic into the Marvel Universe, I think it's just a matter of time before they have this character in one of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I mean, again, fingers crossed. It's a lower grade. It's probably a 3.0 to a 3.5. It's got some stains, and you can see there's some chipping at the top. There's some spine ticks along the spine, but it's completely intact. Colors look pretty decent. It's just the top part, and it looks, I don't know, it looks burnt or something. I don't know, maybe somebody's smoking around it or something. But, I mean, this book in low grade goes for over $200, and if he's ever in a movie, forget it. This book is going to skyrocket. I won this for $97.50. I mean, to me, that's a steal. And that's where it pays to be an Insomniac. This is a book I will be getting graded because this is in really high grade. I would say probably a 9.0 to a 9.2. And that's Amazing Spider-Man issue number 121. This is a beautiful John Romita cover. This is the quote-unquote death of Gwen Stacy. And as you could see, the colors absolutely pop in this book. I don't know how much I paid for it because unfortunately I didn't write it on the back. But I think I paid about $120 for this book, somewhere around there. But I mean, this is a beautiful one, and I definitely will be getting this graded when I get the opportunity. Okay, next up is another book I will be getting graded. I have one slabbed, but this is my second one, and this one's even in better condition. The one that I had graded before was graded at a 9.4. I really think this is a 9.6, possibly a 9.8. And this, obviously, is Batman Adventures issue number 12, which is the first actual appearance of Harley Quinn. Again, because the Suicide Squad movie has already been out for months, this has gotten a little bit of a lull. But considering they're going to be doing the Gotham City Sirens movie, and you know she's going to be in other movies, in the Batman movies, this is just a book that's going to continue to rise. So now's the best time to get it if you can find a good deal. These can get expensive. A high-grade book, ungraded, is going to cost you $600 to $700. And it's one of the few modern books that I think is worth it, but if you can get a good deal. I think I paid $500 for this book. Again, I didn't write it down on this one, so I apologize. But, I mean, like I said, this one's easily a 9.6 to 9.8. And a 9.8 in this book is over $1,000. So, even though $500 might seem a little expensive, if it gets a 9.8 grade, I mean, I've doubled my money easily, if I ever sell it. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, another iconic cover that I got in a package deal. This is another one of those I could not believe I won. It was a package deal where it was Amazing Spider-Man number 300, and it was a low-grade version of that book. It had not a missing cover, but the cover's detached, and it was in really poor condition. And this was along with it, and I remember the auction because they didn't show this one in the initial picture. They only showed the Amazing Spider-Man 300. So I think it shied a lot of people away. So unless you actually checked the auction, you would have probably not known, unless you read the description or went through the other pictures, that this book was included. So why they didn't put this one on the cover, of the auction is beyond me, but I'm really glad they didn't. So this is a lower grade. I mean, you could see the spine has seen better days. It just means it's been loved. There are a bunch of color breaks along here in the edges, but the staples are intact. I would say this is probably a 3.5 to a 4.5 range. Again, not majorly high, but for the price I paid for this, this is the first appearance of the Kingpin. Absolutely a book I wanted and didn't think I would get. This is what the price I paid for this. Believe it or not, I paid $22.48. So I spent $22.48 each for the Amazing Spider-Man 300 and this one, and I traded that the Amazing Spider-Man 300 to one of the fellow YouTubers. I don't remember for what, but I was happy to do a trade with somebody when I had multiple copies of that book, and for me it was a lower grade, so it was given to somebody that never had that book before, so they were really happy to get it. So that's the beautiful thing about trades. But to get this book for $22 is absolutely incredible. I mean, in a low grade, this book goes at least $150, if not more. And from what I've heard, Kingpin will be back in the TV shows, so it's just going to continue to gain popularity. All right, here's another book that I will be getting graded. This is absolutely a very high grade book. I would say minimum of a 7.0. I would not be shocked if it wasn't higher. But this is Invincible Iron Man issue number 1. Probably about 3 or 4 color breaks along the spine, but that's it. And especially with a cover that is that deep in purple and very dark, it would show a lot of color breaks, and there's none to be found other than, like I said, 3 or 4 minor ones around the spine. Staples are absolutely intact. You have off-white to white pages. Absolutely love this book. Very expensive book. Goes between $250 and $300 for a mid-grade book on eBay. This one will be getting graded. I paid $225 for that book. So a little bit cheaper than what others are paying for mid-grade in a higher grade. All right, next up. This one, I have 2 of them that are already graded. This is my 3rd copy of this book. This is Fantastic Four in issue number 48, which is the first appearance of Silver Surfer in cameo. I'm sorry, first full appearance of Silver Surfer and cameo of Galactus. So this is definitely a key issue. This is a lower grade. It's probably a 3.0 to a 3.5. I didn't pay $125. That's the sticker that came with it when I bought it on eBay. You can see a little bit of the corner of the cover is missing, just the tip, but it's just the cover. You can see there's some breaks along the spine. So this has definitely been a well-read book. But if they ever make Fantastic Four go back to the Marvel family and they start including people like Galactus and Silver Surfer in their movies, I mean, this book will triple in price. I didn't write the price, but I know I paid less than $125 because I remember that I did that. I think I paid like $100, but still not a bad price, even at $125 for that book. It's got so much potential. All right, this is another one of those books. Like, rarely, when I look on eBay, most of the time I go to the ending soonest and see what's about to end. Very rare will I look at what just was added and check the buy it nows, and this was the one time that I actually checked. And the time I checked, this appeared within like 30 seconds of me checking, and I pounced on it. Never thought I would be able to afford this book, but this is Fantastic Four issue number 52, which is the first appearance of Black Panther. Now, I mean, for granted, it's not a 9/8 or anything. There's some damage along the top edge here. There's a color break here and here. The staples are completely intact. That's important to me. But you could see right here and here, there's little tiny pieces missing, and somebody wrote their name. So I would say probably a 4.0, but still, even in that grade, these are selling for $150 to $200, if not more. And when they start putting trailers out for this movie, expect this to go up even more. But I was checking the buy it nows, and I couldn't believe this, and I pounced on it. I won it for $93.33. So this book under $100, I'll take that any day. And it shows that every time you look, you'll find some good breaks on some key issues. Here's another one. This is absolutely a book that is going to continue to skyrocket. And since they announced that they are going to be making a Batgirl movie, this book has really been shooting up in price. I was fortunate enough to get this earlier this year. This was another book that was on my 2016 wish list. I just never got it. This is Detective Comics. This is issue 359, first appearance of Batgirl. Absolutely beautiful cover. I mean, I've seen 2.0s going for $250 to $300 at this point. I mean, this book is absolutely mega hot at this point. So I would say this is probably a 3.0 to a 3.5 grade, maybe a 4.0, because it does have a couple of spinal color breaks along the bottom here. There's some spinal ticks, but the staples are intact. And I think I got this for a really decent price, considering what this is going for. I won it for $165. So, again, like I've seen 1.0s going for $150. So that book is definitely sought after. And one, if you haven't had the opportunity, please get it. This is another book that I got with my eBay bucks. If you have the opportunity to get eBay bucks, I mean, it's just, to me, it's amazing that I'm already going to be buying these books, and after every quarter I get some free books. Now, this one I didn't get completely free, but considering when you hear the price I paid for this book, it's going to definitely be worthwhile to save up your eBay bucks. And this, of course, is Werewolf by Night, issue number 32, which is the first appearance of Moon Knight. This is one of the few books that has, so far, no potential of him being in a movie. No one's spoken about it. Nothing. No debut in any show or anything. And yet this book is so sought after, I think because of the speculators saying it's just a matter of time. There have been rumors he might get a TV show, but so far that's all it's been is rumors. But this book, I mean, it's definitely a hot book. Now this one, again, it's a lower grade, probably a 4.0. It has a little bit of an issue right there. There's a little bit of a kind of a fold. Looks like somebody was opening the book and they bent the tip a little bit with their fingernails. It's got multiple color breaks along the spine. Could use a pressing, but as you could see, the cover presents pretty well. The colors pop. With eBay bucks, I paid a total of $33.75 for this book. So, I mean, this book, I could turn around and sell it tomorrow if I wanted to, and score big on this one, because it would easily sell for $150, if not more. And if he ever has a movie or TV show, forget it. Sky's the limit. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go. So hopefully you're enjoying this. If you've watched this far, put in the comment section what your favorite color is. So this way I can tell the people that watched the whole thing and people that just commented. I mean, I always appreciate people's comments, but it's always nicer when people actually watch. This is another steal that I got. This was one I bought the first 6 issues of. And this is my major key number 1. Low grade. This is a 1.0. Probably. Maybe a 1.5. On the back of the book, the whole bottom of the cover here is gone. There's a piece missing right there, a little color break. Got the staples, but, I mean, there's, right here is missing in the bottom corner. But I don't even care. I mean, a 0.5 of this book goes for $200 easily. And the TV show is definitely helping it. So this is Daredevil issue number 1. I mean, there's not much to say about this. I couldn't believe when I got this. Now, when I got this book, there was a set of 6 of them. So it was issues 1 through 6. They didn't tell me about all the extra damage on the back of the book and all the stains on the back, because there was some stains, and like I said, about an 1/8 inch all the way across the back was completely missing, and they never even mentioned it. So the person was nice enough to give a partial refund. I paid a total of $52 for this book. So it was $52 each book. So it came out to a little bit over $300 that I won it for after all was said and done. So to be able to get a number 1 for Daredevil for that price, even if this is a 1.0, I mean, to me, that's the steal of the century. So I absolutely love that cover. And to have the first 6 issues is just incredible. Alright, this is another one of my books that got stolen when I was a kid, but I was lucky enough to get this one back. This one's actually even in better condition than the one I had. Because the one I had, unfortunately, I learned the hard way as a kid what happens when you take them out of the bag and board and you don't remove the tape. The tape got stuck here, and this whole circle here ripped off the cover. So it was one of the books that got stolen, but now that I have a book that's in better condition, I can't complain. This is obviously X-Men issue number 94, which is where the new team begins. So it's their second appearance for most of the characters, and I think the third appearance of Wolverine. But definitely an iconic cover, and one all X-Men fans are going to have. There's a little sliver in the corner here that goes all the way through the book. A couple of minor color breaks along the top. One or two spine ticks, but overall presents really well. The colors are absolutely beautiful in this book. Staples are attached, and I didn't write the price down, but I know I only paid, I think, about $86 for this book. So again, another great deal. I don't quote me on that. Unfortunately, I don't remember, but I know I didn't pay a lot for it. All right, 2 more to go. This is definitely a book. One of the books I got stolen, I had 2 of them, and this is actually my second one. One of them I got graded. I got it pressed and graded, and it came back a 6.5. This is probably a 5.0. With a pressing, probably could get it up to a 6.0. But this is Giant Size X-Men issue number 1, which is the first appearance of Colossus, Thunderbird, I believe is his name, Nightcrawler, and Storm, and second appearance of Wolverine. So definitely an iconic book to get. Absolutely love this cover, and there's not much to say. It's a thicker book, so it's easily, this could get scrunched over, but as you can see, it's still in really good condition. Absolutely a great book to have. This is in low grade, goes for about $400 to $500 for this condition, and I won it for $361. So definitely not a bad price, especially if I get that book graded. All right, and last but not least of my top 30 ungraded books, this is my second copy of this book. I'm really glad to have this, especially that he's getting his own TV show. I am so looking forward to what's going to be happening with this character. And it was another book of mine that got stolen when I was a kid, and the one that I had like a jagged tear in the cover all the way to here. But luckily this one doesn't have that. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 129, the first appearance of the Punisher. This one does have, I don't know if you could see it, there's a stain that goes here and here, but I really think a pressing and a dry cleaning could help that, so I will get this one graded eventually. But considering this is a yellow cover, it usually shows a lot of breaks. Like here, there's a couple of little pinches in the spine, but they don't break color, so a pressing will help. And you can see right here in the corner there is some color breaking there, but the staples are completely intact. The other book I have was graded. I bought it as an 8.0. This book right now, this is probably, if you can get the stains out with the dry cleaning, this is probably a 5.0 book. Maybe a 5.5 because of the coloring, and everything else is really perfect. I mean, the back is like crystal clear white. This is a $500-600 book any day, but you guys know me. I don't pay full prices. I always wait for a better deal. I paid $371.50 for this book, and absolutely looking forward to seeing the TV show. So that is my video. That is my top 30 books. Hopefully you enjoyed this key memory lane, and hopefully you have seen something that maybe you never saw before, or something that kind of rekindles your fire to want to go and get one and add it to your collection. And put in the comment section how many of these you actually have in yours. And don't forget, if you make a video and do your top 30, place the link in the comment section, so this way hopefully it'll get you some extra views and maybe a subscriber or two. So wait until the end until you see who is the surprise subscribe shouter of the day. If you haven't had your shout out yet and you are a subscriber, let me know in the comment section. Share it if you appreciate other people seeing these kind of things. Give it a thumbs up, and make sure you hit that like button. which is the same as giving it a thumbs up. So I'm just going to end the video. So thanks for watching, and don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Spider-Man lost his job. Why? Because he was fired. Ah!